Hi guys, welcome back. Today we'll be discussing the history of classification and two of the classification systems that were present in the older times, right? So first, dealing with the history of classification, the basis of classification, the basic system of classification was given by Aristotle. He divided all the living organism into two kingdoms that were kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. So this was the earliest known classification system that was given by Aristotle. After that, Abu Usman Umar al-Jahiz, he gave about 350 species of animals. A number of things were included, and similarly, he studied about number of species of ants. He gave the information about different ants. Then came Ibn Rushd, Averroes. He translated one of Aristotle's book, that was De Anima, which means on the soul. And Aristotle talked about different species within this book of his. Okay, so Ibn Rushd translated this book into Arabic language. So it goes to number of different regions and can be understood. So this was the major role that is played by these three scientists. Then came the next one, that was Carolus Linnaeus. He played a major role in the classification. He developed different three groups in which he divided living organisms, and which were minerals, vegetables, and animals. This was the start of the classification. And he basically discussed about 5 different ranks, which were class, order, genus, species, variety. Obviously, these were changed into the different number of groups and taxa, which we discussed in the previous lesson. So these are the 5 major ranks which were given by Carolus Linnaeus, right? Other than that, number of different contributions were made by different biologists. First one is the Andrea Cecil Pino. He divided plants into 15 groups and called them genera. So the introduction of the taxa, genus. John Ray published important work on plants classification. Augustus Ravenus, he produced the taxon order, the development of the taxa order. Tournefort introduced the taxa of class and species. This is how different taxas were included in the classification system by the work of these biologists. Then lastly, Carolus Linnaeus grouped species according to the similar physical characteristics. He divided these species into different taxa based on their physical characteristics. So this was the brief history of the classification system. Now, how does this classification started, and what was the first classification system, or the oldest most classification system? The oldest classification system is the two kingdom classification system. All of the organisms were included into two kingdoms, and those were kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia, based on their characteristics. Biologists said all those organisms who are autotrophs were included in kingdom Plantae. What do you mean by autotroph? The word auto means automatic, which can be done on its own, right? Automatic. The word troughs mean nourishment, food. So those organisms which can produce their own food from inorganic material with the help of the photosynthesis were included in kingdom Plantae. So these plants or kingdom Plantae are the autotrophs which can produce their own food. Yeah? And the kingdom Animalia, it consisted of heterotrophs. Hetero meaning different, and trophs obviously nourishment. These are those living organisms which cannot produce their own food, cannot produce food. Okay, they cannot produce food, but they are dependent on other living organism, or in short term on autotrophs and other living organisms. So they are dependent on them. They cannot produce their own food. So these were all the organisms that were included in kingdom Animalia. Similarly, algae, bacteria, fungi, they were also included in the kingdom Plantae, although their characteristics were different. But in the start, only these two kingdoms were present. So all of those were included in kingdom Plantae. Yeah. Now, this was rejected. This classification system was rejected by most of the scientists. What were the reason behind this? The drawback in these classification system was there were certain unicellular organisms like Euglena. There are certain unicellular organism like Euglena. This unicellular organism had both the characteristics of plants and animals as well. Right? Had both the characteristics of plants and animals. Plant-like characteristics, it consists of chlorophyll. Now the question is, what is chlorophyll? It is a green pigment that is only present in plants and is responsible for photosynthesis, the process through which food is produced in plants. So Euglena had chlorophyll present in it and so are responsible for the production of photosynthesis. So it was a plant-like characteristics, right? Now it has certain animal-like characteristics as well. And what were those characteristics? It lacked cell wall. There was no cell wall present in it, right? Cell walls are only present in plant cell, do remember it, not in animal cell. So there was no cell wall present in the Euglena. Secondly, in darkness, it showed heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In the daytime, photosynthesis occurred in the presence of sunlight, so chlorophyll was there. So it was autotrophic in the daytime. But in the night time, it became heterotrophic in nature, just like animals. So there was a confusion where to put these type of unicellular organism, whether to add them into the kingdom Animalia or to kingdom Plantae. So there was a need to add another kingdom where they can be placed. So this was the first drawback. The second drawback was there was no difference between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. We have studied about them. Prokaryotes are simpler organisms. Eukaryotes are multicellular as well as unicellular, but they are much more complex as compared to the prokaryotes. So there was no difference given among these two type of the organism, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So these were the drawbacks based on which this whole kingdom classification system is rejected. It was not considered the perfect system. So this lead to the development or modification of the two kingdom classification system into P-kingdom classification system. In 1866, there was a biologist known as Ernst Haeckel. He proposed the third kingdom that was known as Protista. For what? For Euglena like unicellular organism. All of these unicellular Euglena like organisms were included into this kingdom. So that problem was resolved. There were three kingdoms: kingdom Animalia, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Protista. But still, fungi was included in kingdom Plantae. That was a problem. How was that a problem? We will discuss it. But still, there were three kingdoms: kingdom Plantae, Animalia, and Protista. The problem of unicellular Euglena-like organisms was solved. This was rejected as well because of the certain drawbacks. The first one was the difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes was again not given. It was not provided. The world didn't know what is the difference between the prokaryotic organism and eukaryotic organism and how to classify them into different groups. This was not explained. The second one was the position of fungi in the kingdom Plantae. That was unacceptable. Why? Because fungi, it has a cell wall. It consists of cell wall just like kingdom Plantae, but the cell wall is made up of, the cell wall is made up of chitin, whereas the plant cell wall is made up of cellulose. It's a component, it's a compound, cellulose, that makes up the cell wall of the plants, whereas cell wall of fungi is always made up of chitin. That was the first difference. The second difference was the mode of nutrition. There were a number of characteristics of fungi which were similar to that of the plantae, but they were not autotroph, rather fungi are heterotrophic in nature. They cannot produce their own food. Rather, they make their own, they depend upon the mode of nutrition that is known as absorption. That is a heterotrophic mode of nutrition for fungi. Okay? Fungi, what do they do? For example, we can take the example of mushrooms. They release a digestive enzyme. When they are present in a certain environment, surrounding the surrounding environment, they will release a digestive enzymes. And the living components that are present in the surrounding environment, the microorganisms, the small plants, insects, these digestive enzymes, what will they start doing? They will break down the food products that are present around the fungi, and then the fungi will absorb the smaller substances. It will start absorbing the smaller substances. So it is dependent on the other food products. It is not making its own it is not making its own food like plants. Rather, it is heterotrophic in nature. Here, so because of this reason, fungi were not related to kingdom Plantae, and it did not sit well with a lot of biologists, because of which this three kingdom classification system was also rejected, and it resulted in the universal 5 kingdom classification system, which we will discuss in the next lecture. Okay, so I hope both of these systems are clear, 2 kingdom classification system and the 3 kingdom classification system, that why were these rejected, what were the purpose of their development. And if you have got any question related to these, let me know in the comment section. And thank you so much for joining. Subscribe to my channel, like it, share it. Until next time, stay safe. Bye bye.